the truth is, being on dating apps can be really hard sometimes, no matter what you do. But over the years, I have discovered 5 key mistakes that we've all made on dating apps, including me. And if you're doing any one of these things, you're making the dating process way more draining than it actually needs to be. So we're gonna go through these mistakes, and then I'm gonna give you easy fixes for each one. And hopefully by the end of this video, you'll have all the tools you need to make dating a little less painful and a little more fun, maybe? So if you're familiar with my channel, you've heard this first mistake before, but it is such a game changer that I'm gonna keep repeating it until y'all listen to me. Mistake number 1, you're not FaceTiming people before you meet up with them. There is nothing more draining than getting dressed and ready, hauling ass across town, only to have a super lame time and feel like you wasted an entire evening of your week. And if you're having this experience on a regular basis, this is a fast track to feeling emotionally and physically drained. But imagine if instead of wasting an entire evening on a stranger, you just FaceTimed with them for 20 minutes, realized they weren't for you, well, and went on to have a nice evening to yourself. And imagine if anytime you did go on an in-person date, it was because you already vetted the person and you knew meeting up with them would be worth your time. Don't you think you'd feel less drained by dating? Now, if you have more questions about how to pull this off, I have a whole other video on it, so I'll link that in the comments below. Mistake number 2, you're giving too many people a chance. I know so many people who will go on a first date, have a solidly mediocre time, and then still give that person another chance and another and another. And they'll justify this by saying, well, like, they have a job and like they're nice to me, so I might as well give it another try. And if you find yourself doing this, it means 2 things. Firstly, you're operating from a scarcity mindset. In other words, you don't actually think you'll find someone who you're excited about. Because if you did, you wouldn't be giving 2nd, 3rd, and 4th chances to people who clearly don't like you up inside. And 2, it means you don't actually trust yourself to know what you want, which is obviously a problem because overthinking every decision in your dating life is gonna drain you real quick. What I need you to understand is that by giving everybody a chance, you're not actually increasing your odds of falling in love. Rather, you're wasting your own time, delaying meeting an actual match for you, and emotionally exhausting yourself and the other person in the process. Okay, so how do I fix it, fairy thought mother? Here's an exercise that's really helped me with this issue. So if you want to pause this video, grab a pen and paper, do that now. So I want you to write down the feeling that you have when you're in the presence of your person for the very first time. And when I say your person, that could be whatever you're looking for, whether it's your soulmate or just your next fuck buddy. So for example, I want to feel a sense of fun and lightness, but also safety and also definitely strong physical attraction. And this will vary depending on whatever your priorities are. So set those notes aside, and now next time you go on a real date and you're not sure how you feel, check your notes. If that person did not somewhat match the feeling and energy you're looking for, you have your answer. Next. Mistake number 3, you're not prioritizing your rest. I think a lot of us hesitate to take breaks from the apps because in the back of our minds we're like, but what if I get off the app for a month and that's when I would have met my soulmate? That's not how it works. Why? Because dating is not a numbers game, it's a mindset game, which essentially means that the best thing you can do for your dating life is not to plow through and go on as many dates as possible. Rather, it's to make sure that you're cultivating an optimistic, healthy mindset. That means taking breaks when you need them. But how long of a break, fairy thought mother? I mean, a week? A month? I usually take a break for as long as it takes to feel the urge to date again. When the thought of going on a date gives me a feeling of excitement rather than a feeling of dread and rolling my eyes, I take that as a sign that I'm ready to get back on the app. Mistake number 4, you're taking rejection way too personally. I want you to listen carefully to what I'm about to say. What is meant for you will not pass you by. So all of this wasn't something I said to make him ghost me, but what if the girl who blew me off was actually my soulmate? It needs to stop. Firstly, you are putting way too much stock into the opinion of literal strangers. When someone doesn't want to date you, anyone, that could be someone you met twice from the app or your ex of 2 years, it does not mean that you're not good enough or not hot enough or that you're unlovable and you'll be alone forever. All it means, literally all it means, is that that person in particular was not meant for you. So when it comes to these apps, stop giving irrelevant randos with so much power over your self-image. And if you find that you're fixating on rejection a lot, that probably means your self-worth is not where it needs to be dating right now. So take a break, do some inner work, and be sure to hit subscribe because self-worth is one of my specialties. Fairy thought mother, I mean, what if they couldn't tell how awesome I was from my dating profile? And so they never gave me a chance to begin with? This is a very valid question, and that's exactly why a huge part of my Hinge profile guide was this. You're trying to have a profile that honestly reflects who you are and is therefore going to draw in people who are truly an energetic match to you. Let's get started. Because the more accurately your profile reflects you, the less you have to worry about someone who was perfect for you somehow passing you by. Because if they saw your profile, got a decent understanding of who you are, and still didn't pursue a date, they clearly were not perfect for you. Wait, So you're telling me to be super myself on purpose so that the people who aren't meant for me reject me? On purpose? Precisely. Well, damn. And mistake number 5, you've forgotten that all it takes is one. This is something I come back to again and again. No matter how long you've been swiping, no matter how many bad dates you've been on, all it takes is one person, one, to change everything. You truly never know when that person is gonna appear in your life. It could be tomorrow. It could be next week. No matter when it is, every day that you wake up, you are one day closer to coming across that person. So keep the faith, keep doing your inner work, and keep showing up. And eventually, the universe will reward you. Now, arguably the most important thing you have to do to optimize your dating app experience is optimize your dating app profile. So be sure to check out my Hinge profile guide, and also here's my guide to FaceTime screens. Hi, buddy! Thanks for subscribing.